Have you ever been in that zone where you blame yourself for everything that goes wrong at your workplace? This is Payal Nanjiani. Welcome to the Leadership in a Minute series with me. Why do we blame ourselves for everything that goes wrong at our work? Why do we question everything? When your boss cancels a one on one meeting with him, do you immediately wonder if it's because of something that you said or did? When a colleague seems curt in an email, do you think, are they upset with me? When one of your team members seems distant and does not talk to you the way he or she does with others, does your mind race to figure out what have you done to upset them? When there is an delayed email response, do you question yourself consistently? When there is a leadership cohort and you weren't included in it, do you tell yourself, oh, I must have done something to cause them to exclude me? When you are passed over for a promotion, do you tell yourself, I'm not the best. I'm such a failure in my life. I couldn't get that because I'm just not good at work, and that's why I didn't get that promotion. When your boss is constantly irritated at you, do you say to yourself, it's my fault that my boss is always irritated with me because I always upset him at my work. This is how I am. I must just not be good. I'm just not a good enough team member. So today I want you to focus on a very critical mistake many leaders make, which is self-blame. This is a tendency to attribute external events to oneself when there is absolutely little or no evidence to support that interpretation. It is called self-blame leadership. It's a situation where leaders excessively blame themselves for negative outcomes within their team or organizations, and they consistently blame themselves for every conflict and relationship problems at work and potentially impacting their decision making and overall mental being. Self blame in leadership often stems from a perceived external locus of control, meaning your sense of worth depends on how others perceive you. You start to feel that if other you're very dependent on other people's validation, and because you feel like the blame needs to go somewhere, and because we no longer blame others, and we have learned as leaders to accept the blame, we simply blame ourselves, and that's a significant mistake that will stunt your growth as a leader. So, what should you do? Must you put the blame on others? Must you just not take anything on you? Well, not at all. There is a difference between leaders who blame themselves and leaders who accept responsibilities. Be a leader who accepts responsibilities. As a leader, one of the best things that you can do is to accept responsibility. If you blame yourself, you will get caught up in that self defeating cycle of negativism, procrastination, always putting yourself down. But if you accept responsibility, you will grow. When thoughts like, what am I doing wrong? Why do they hate me? Or am I even good enough to be doing this? When such types of thoughts begin to race in your mind like a speed train, in these moments, it's important to take a step back and consider your situation from just zoom out. Just consider the situation from a distance. Take that emotion out of the situation and really analyze what's going on. Strengthen your sense of self, your sense of self worth, and you will feel so grounded and less reliant on other people's approval. Because if you don't do this, you might be having the greatest of the credentials, you have all the resources and everything that you need. But if you keep consistently blaming yourself, you're going to weigh yourself down. It's not going to allow you to progress. I coach leaders every single day, and I have seen the amount of self blame they carry inside of them. It just doesn't allow them to progress. It doesn't allow them to speak up at meetings. It doesn't allow them to go out there and play big because consistently they are talking negative to themselves. So don't do this mistake. Take responsibility, but stay away from self blame.